When I started this series, and as I continue it, I really had no idea where I will go next. I just observe a story that catches my interest and then capitalize on it. In some cases, the quality is comic. In others, tragic. Take this story for example. Britain's youngest lottery winner who scooped up £1.8 million prize aged 16, then frittered it away on drugs, cars and a boob job, says her most bitter regret aged 31 is that she has no money to support her disabled son. Links in the description. So here we have the story of Callie Rogers, who won the lottery when she was 16 and spent it pretty much within 5 years. Now, having done a quick Google search on the name, it appears to be linked to numerous headlines throughout the years, so I am not exactly sure how much of an attention seeker she is. I am also going to switch the format this time, as the whole article would take me ages to go through and comment on, as it's a bit rambling and disjointed. So let me give you the highlights. 15 years ago, Callie, who had just turned 16, became the youngest lottery millionaire in Britain, winning £1.8 million. Immediately after getting this money, she started on a long-term spending spree, buying several houses, cars for herself, and some people I would describe as users, and that's being charitable. She spent an unknown amount of money on drugs, and also bought herself breast enhancement surgery 3 times. Callie had 2 kids, now 11 and 13, who are currently in the full custody of their father because in 2009 she attempted suicide twice. In 2017 she was assaulted by 2 female acquaintances who had been minding her dog. Currently the money is pretty much gone, and Callie had to go back to further education to get qualified in her present job as a carer. I'm not going to say that anyone else of any gender or background would have acted any better with this kind of windfall at 16. However, I will point out that this case, and many like it, completely disprove the socialist communist fantasies about financial redistribution to the poor being the salvation of the nation, as this girl received 90 years' worth of an annual wage of £20,000, with very little remaining to show for it just over 10 years later. Did I hear you say that there must be a catch? Would you walk away from a fool and his money? The real sad part from my point of view is in relation to her youngest child. Callie Rogers' 6-year-old son Blake has cerebral palsy and is disabled. Although he has the widest of smiles and loves a cuddle, he can't walk unaided, talk, or even swallow properly. Although this is something you cannot plan for, it is hard not to see the irony of this situation. A person who was handed a financial boom that was wasted, then hits a situation where that money would, may not solve the problem, but it certainly would have made it easier. It is hard not to sympathize. I feel I'm bringing my audience down, so to compensate, let's end this video with some good news. Newham teacher banned for life after impersonating a pupil to falsely accuse colleague of sexual assault. Sheena Boyle, 36, pretended to be a 14-year-old girl from the Newham school she worked at when she made the allegations against a colleague in March 2016. She falsely claimed that the teenager had been sexually assaulted and that the man showed a worrying level of personal interest in her to the point of her avoiding him. A police investigation into the source of the Childline claims resulted in Miss Boyle being identified and arrested. She was also sacked by the school she worked at after admitting making the call. Ms. Bull, who gave her address at the time as Woodstock Road, Forest Gate, was handed an 11-month prison sentence, suspended for 2 years after being convicted of malicious communications at Thames Magistrate Court in January last year. She was also sentenced to 200 hours of community service and a 12-month supervision order, and ordered to pay costs and compensation. So she avoided jail then. This month, the Professional Conduct Panel ruled that in light of her conviction, Ms. Bull should be prohibited from teaching indefinitely, with no right to apply for her eligibility to be restored in the future. At least there are some lasting repercussions from this action. The report into the panel's decision said that it was not persuaded that Ms. Bull has demonstrated any remorse. It added, similarly, the panel was concerned by Ms. Bull's lack of awareness of the gravity of the situation and impact of her actions on others. It stated that there was no evidence to suggest that Ms. Bull was acting under duress when she made the allegation, and that the panel found the teacher's actions to be calculated and deliberate. The report continued, the panel considered that Ms. Bull behaved in a malicious and untrustworthy way. I would also add psychopathic. She abused and took advantage of a crucial system that has at its core the protection and safeguarding of children. The panel found it particularly worrying that Ms. Bull's actions were premeditated. Unfortunately, Ms. Bull has 28 days to appeal this decision. So once again, I have to leave you with the sobering realization. Just remember, your sole purpose in life is to serve as a warning to others.